Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me here in my studio. Today I have something very different to share with you. Something that I've been working on for nearly a year. During lockdown I decided to take up a new hobby, and it's still artistic, but it's unlike anything that I've shared here on my channel before. But before I get to that, I thought I would give you a little background to why I've gotten into this hobby. Back many years ago, I became interested, like millions of others, in the Titanic. And because I'm half Irish, I especially like the Irish connection to it, of course, being built at Harland and Wolff in Belfast. And I became fascinated with it. Of course, like many others, I watched the movies and got all kinds of magazines and books and that kind of thing. I'm going to share some of my collection with you, and then after that I'll show you the hobby that's related to the Titanic. Back in the 80s, I became fascinated with the story of the Titanic and began collecting some items in regard to that ship. Of course, like many people, we saw the movie and of course got the movie. And you know what? We still have a VCR player, so I can still watch this on VHS. But of course, like many others, have the movie. With a recent haul from eBay, I also got another copy of the movie, a different version, but back from '97. And also a whole bunch of other movies, both on VHS and DVD. And because we still have DVD players and that, I can still watch all of these. So I have a variety of Titanic movies, both the James Cameron and some of the documentaries related to the sinking. So that's some of the movies that I collected, and those movies are so much fun to watch. The documentaries are very well done. So I've also collected over the years magazines, cards. That's very interesting. It has some postcard images from the Titanic. The Life magazine from them, the National Geographics, and this is from, I believe, the DVD from A Night to Remember, although I don't have the DVD. I did pick that up. On eBay, I got a bundle of Titanic memorabilia, and I'll show you one other item that I was particularly interested in, and it just happened to come with some other things. One of the other things in the package was this copy of the National Geographic. I have mine that I collected back in 2012, and so it was in good condition. This version came from the States, and it came still with the map and everything, and also the newspaper talking about the anniversary of the event and everything. So this was really neat to find inside this. It obviously came from another collector. But I had to repair the front of this because it was all torn up. So it's nice that I have a nice copy of it, but some of the extras in that. So along with the magazines, of course, I also have some books on Titanic. One of the first books I got was this giant cutaway book of the Titanic. It's hard to get it on screen here fully, by Ken Marshall, a Titanic expert, and also worked with James Cameron on the movie. So this is a children's book, but I found it really interesting because it had all these wonderful images that he had drawn of the insides of the ship. And all the detail he put into this is just incredible. So I found that just fascinating. So yeah, it's full of wonderful images. So that was kind of cool to have. And then This I believe I got with on eBay with another item I will show you later. So the Titanic Experience. And this is beautiful because it also has reproductions of items in it. So things like this beautiful item. And all kinds of great reproductions, postcards, certificate of clearance. It's filled with all these pockets of items, telegrams. So that's a beautiful, beautiful book. I won't spend too much time showing you all that, but any Titanic aficionados out there, I would highly recommend this book. And then the most recent thing I treated myself to with some birthday money is this, The Ultimate in Titanic books. It is a 2-volume set called The Ship Magnificent, and it is a huge, huge double volume of everything you would ever want to know about the Titanic. And there's a reason why I wanted to get this. It's because of the hobby that I've been working on over the last year. This comes in 2 hardcover volumes. And I'm a member of a Facebook group, and some of the people in that Facebook group actually worked on these books. So this I actually got from the UK, quite cheap. They're pricey, but it was the cheapest I could find online. So I was very lucky that way. So this has absolutely everything you would ever want to know about the Titanic. This first book is the interior design and fitting out, and the other is of the shipbuilding. But I wanted to show you this especially because I have been collecting some of the dishware, and I'll share that with you as well. But it's apropos that I should actually open it up on the pages about the different plates and things. So that was volume 2, interior design and fitting out. And this is volume 1, and the actual design and construction of the ship. And it has absolutely everything. There are people who are called rivet counters, where they actually are so detailed in checking out the Titanic. They know everything down to the rivets. So this is like their Bible for referring to what the ship looked like and how it was built and fitted out. So absolutely amazing images. You couldn't want a better Titanic reference than these 2 books. So that was quite a treat to get this past year because it is going to help me in my hobby. So back in 2009, daughter and I went down to Minneapolis, and the museum down in Minneapolis, St. Paul, was showing Titanic the exhibition, and of course we had to go. So of course I had to pick up a few souvenirs when we went down there. So yeah, we had a wonderful time. If I find any images of us down there, I don't think I took any photos. I don't know if photos were allowed, but I'll show you some of the items that I picked up anyway. So if you're not familiar with the artifact exhibition, it had actual items from the Titanic that were recovered from the wreck site. And no matter your feelings on whether that should be done or not, I won't discuss here, but it was incredible experience and very moving to experience it. And when you arrived, you were given a boarding pass of a real passenger, and then at the end you found out whether you survived the sinking or not. So that was very interesting. So like I say, daughter and I went to this and had a wonderful time viewing the the real artifacts that had been recovered. So that was amazing. What I did get also was a piece of coal. And this, of course, is something that I will treasure. An actual piece of coal from Titanic. I know there are a lot of people who have these out here, out there. So this was recovered during the '94 expedition. So then the exhibition came up here to Winnipeg. And when it did, I wanted to take my mom and dad to it. I thought they would really enjoy it. My dad also loves the history behind the Titanic. So we had to visit once again. It was a little bit different. It was kind of a pared down version of the exhibit that daughter and I had viewed in Minneapolis, but it was still wonderful to see. And so I, of course, kept, a few things from that as well, including some more boarding passes of different people that were on it. And hopefully you can be able to see this without too much of a glare. If it is glaring, I can always take a picture of it later and insert it later. But that's the photo we took at the end with myself, my daughter, my dad, my mom, and of course my hubby. And that's the ghost of Captain Smith in the back there. So we had that photo taken for posterity. And again, another artifact exhibition book. That was in 2011. That was 2 years after daughter and I had seen the exhibition in Minneapolis. So then, of course, for the anniversary that was coming up, I was even doing artist trading cards at the time, and I had done some Titanic artist trading cards as well. These were things that you could do and trade with other artists. So these I did in April of 2012. So yeah, I've done a little bit of artwork related to the Titanic. But some of the favorite collectibles I have are the dishes. And so I'll just clear this away and show you a few of those things. So when we saw the artifact exhibition in 2011, I believe, is when I picked up this set of dishes. And well, these ones I think I got in 2009. Yes, I got these in 2009 at the Minneapolis exhibition. These are a set of cream and sugar reproductions, of course, from First Class. I just thought they were beautiful and they would look great in my studio. So I do keep them in my art studio here because they are a bit Victorian. And then I happened to come across, during one of my thrift days at the local Value Village, another set. I guess they didn't know what they had, and I got another set, although the lid to the sugar is missing. So I actually have two sets of cream and sugars from First Class. So I used this second set that I thrifted for just a couple of dollars in my studio to hold various items as well. And you'll probably see them in the photos of me using them to hold various tools and that kind of thing while I'm working on my hobby. So those were First Class items. And then I wanted something from Second Class, so I got this teacup, and I believe I got the teacup and saucer when we saw the exhibition in 2011. So this is from Second Class, and this is, I think it's called Cornflower. I'll put it on the screen if that's mistaken. Pattern. There was a few patterns from each class, but I thought this replica pattern was beautiful. So that was First Class, Second Class, and then most recently I acquired, this was the item that I acquired on eBay that came with all of those extras. So this is a Third Class dining plate, and I use this almost every day for my lunches. And This is from, again, the Artifact Collection. So yeah, I really enjoy having these items in my Titanic collection as well. And so I guess it's time to tell you why I'm showing you all of this. Back in the 80s, both hubby and I were interested in the Titanic, and he had done a few model cars and that kind of thing when he was growing up. So I think as a Christmas present one year, I gave him this. And this is the Revell 1:570 scale Titanic model. So he had quite a bit of fun putting this together, but he never did completely finish it. So for another Christmas or birthday or Father's Day, some event, I purchased a second one back in 1987. So this is a very old model. I bought him the second one so that he could finish up his first one, because he had lost parts from the first one because he had shelved it for quite a while because he didn't finish it. So I purchased this one for him. It was still in the shrink wrap when I discovered it last year, still sitting under a shelf under his bench. It was covered in dust, still in the shrink wrap. So I decided I'm not going to let this just sit on a shelf collecting dust. I'm going to try my hand at model making. And that's the new hobby that I decided to take up during the pandemic, is trying my hand at making a model. So this is the second box that we had. He still has his model, and I asked him if it was okay if I put this one together, and he said of course. He didn't have an interest in it anymore. So yeah, last summer I decided to get it out. I saw a Facebook group about the RMS Titanic and about shipbuilding and model making, so that got me very interested, as well as a few YouTube videos that I've been watching, including the model boat guy from the UK, who is making the huge trumpeter scale 200:1 scale ship, and he is actually making it into a remote controlled ship that he can actually and he does sail it on the local lakes. So he's been working on that for well over a year now, so it's been really interesting watching his videos. So I thought I would take photos as I went along the way. I wasn't going to do videos of me trying to build this, and I haven't completed it yet. I just thought I would do part one of my build of this 1:570 scale. And I will insert photos at the end here of my progress to date. I worked on it a bit over the last summer, and then I put it away when Christmas time came along, and then in about February I got it out again and started working on it again. So I still have a lot to do, but I'm just taking my time doing it in between other projects like painting and drawing and Inktober and all the other things that I've been doing. So it's been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. So I started with this out-of-the-box kit from 1987. There's been very many versions that they've put out, and other companies have put out Titanic models, but this one is an actual glue model. It's not a snap together, and it's not the smallest. They go down to 1:1200 scale all the way up to 1:200 scale. So this one is about 18 inches long. So I have a few things still in here, and I'll show you the ship to date. But I also was very interested to see, when I watched the videos on other people building them, on how they made the models that were just plastic even better by using these detailing sets. And these are made of brass, laser cut brass. And it's been wonderful. I actually got 2 sets of this detailing set. This is what I've been already cut off, a lot of it. So this has been great fun learning how to use that. So that's one of the extra things that I bought for this ship, as well as I went to the local model shop We have one fairly close here, which is nice. I was able to get my paints and glues and all the things that, you know, I need to put this ship together. It's not like when hubby did it with the old enamel paints and the super glues. These are a lot better quality now. And these special kits, these detail kits, are something that make the ship look so much nicer. So yeah, so I've been working on this one, and I was having so much fun that I bought myself another model. I decided that this one is going to be my kind of learning model. I'm going to learn how to do to build a model properly, and then I will show you what I'll be taking up next once this one is done. Here's a quick peek of what I've done so far. So I will, like I said, add in images at the end. This isn't glued down yet. This piece is the one I've been working on. This one is all put together. I'd say I've got quite a few more hours of working on this, but so far so good. I've learned you know, how to assemble and use plastic cement, how to paint, how to add details, and as I said, I've been using the detail set from Tom's Modelworks to replace some of the items that were cast in plastic on this. So this is it so far, and great fun. I will also add images of the stand. The stand that came with this I wasn't thrilled with, so I actually built my own stand, and I will show that in the pictures. But as I said, that 570 scale model is something that I am basically teaching myself how to do models, because I tried, I think, a model many years ago of the Black Pearl. I had won in a contest from Disney regarding Pirates of the Caribbean, but I never did finish it. I still have it. One day maybe I'll finish it. But it was nothing compared to the detail in the Titanic model. So as I said, I was having so much fun doing that, I decided to splurge, and I found, because it was a little bit dinged, but still in its shrink wrap, the 2012 version of the Titanic model that's much bigger than this one. Now, trying to get it all in the screen here will be impossible, but I shall try my best to kind of slide it over here to show you. This is by Minicraft, and it is about double the size of the one I'm working on right now. So it's a 1:350 scale model kit. And Minicraft is one of the model kits that the Facebook group people have worked on before, and said is a pretty good model as well. So like I say, it wasn't in very good condition because it is the Centennial Edition from 2012, so it is 10 years old already. But because it was shrink wrapped, I knew it was complete. And that's one of the things that you have to be careful for online, is to get a complete model. So not only did I treat myself to this is my future project, I also decided to right away get all the detailing extras that I wanted to get. One of the first things I decided to get for this one, instead of painting the decks, they are going to get real wood laser cut decking. So these are an item you can get on Amazon, and it was recommended by the Facebook group. And these will be applied right to the decks of this ship. They are just incredible. As I said, they are real wood, and they are for the Minicraft 350. So that's one of the first items that I got that will be added. And the other items that I decided to add to the ship, Well, here, I'll show you some of the items that come in here. I think this is the stand for it. I may build my own stand like I'm doing for this one, but that's a nice plaque. Has all kinds of details. And decals, of course. But some of the additional things I got, I again shopped at Tom's Modelworks down in California, got these online. This is all of the brass parts, all the details for this model size. So the rails, there are stairs, all kinds of lines and extras. There are even little deck chairs and benches. Can't wait to do those. And windows. Beautiful, beautiful extras. I can't wait to play with. And of course, if you have deck chairs and benches, you have to have people. And I even got a little set of these passengers. So this again I got online, and so I'll be able to add these to this ship. They have some of the crew and some of the passengers, so this is going to be great fun. Hubby was I think kind of jealous that they never had anything like this when he was doing model building. And the last accessories that I got were a few 3D printed pieces that have much more detail than what the model kit comes with. Because of 3D printing, there are some incredibly detailed pieces that are being made by artists, like these funnels that have beautiful, beautiful detail on them. So I can't wait to use those. So I got funnels and a few other parts that will add more detail to my ship. So again, this is going to be something that I'm going to do after I complete my 570. And it's going to take me quite a while. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to share this online with you as well, if there's an interest. But even if there isn't, it's a way for me to record my own progress. So yeah, I can't wait to work on this. But before I tackle this much more complex version of the Titanic, I will be completing my 570. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my newest obsession. It's great to do in between drawing, painting, and other things that I do, is to work on this model kit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing it. So what I will do is insert some photos of what I've been working on my 570 so far. And this is just part one, and then when I get a little bit more done, I will share my progress in another video. So I hope you will come back and see that. And yeah, if you're interested in Titanic, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been up to over the past year. So until my next video, thank you so much for joining me here in the studio again. Take care, have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.